time at the shop. So we're moving cars out. As you guys know, Big Blue is back from the frame shop. We can show you here from this angle. Frame it straight, frame it straight. Supra frame rails kind of point out towards the, as they go out to the end of the frame rail. So he's got it within spec. There's still a little like dents and wrinkles a little bit because of the abuse it went through, but it's pulled back within spec. We're gonna cut the front upper tube off, kind of start our rebuild process. First though, we're gonna get the car down on the ground, do like a pressure wash clean on it where we can and where it needs it, and then we're gonna kind of go through some of the stuff that's had failed or would fail if we left it on for next season type of situation. The lift's moving super slow because there's no weight on it right now. We did take the rear subframe out. It's over there on that cart. Mark cleaned it. There was some little like hairline fractures in the subframe. I'll show you guys real quick. We had welded on those. It was with a welder at the track and it was like way too cold of a weld. So we ground down those welds, ground a groove in the material there, and we kind of filled the weld real nice. Kind of already started setting up that. The cracks in the welds were, cracks in the frame were down here, subframe. And Mark patched it, did like a double pass over it, and down in that area, and he already painted it. So we're good to go on the subframe. My tire caught fire 2 or 3 times last year. I started to cook this.
Oh, we got some more fire there, back right there of Dan Burkett. You can see it, look at this. Woo, little flambe Supra action. Oh man.
There we are, we gotta fix that. An upgrade that we're doing this year that's gonna be really cool is a new cool shirt system. Chill Out Systems, Quantum V3. Going back here, nitrous bottle will sit in the middle there. We're still figuring out which is the correct mount to use for that, or if we have to customize the nitrous outlet mount that we had been using. We think we could do that by, cause see how, look, it's through bolted on there. And then this is make it bolt to a roll cage, but we could remove those 2 pieces and then just use this part with like our own. It's threaded probably for M8 125 or maybe it's 5/16 thread pitch. So it's like very easy if we could build a mount that like held it so that the bottle is at a small tilt there, and then we just could bolt that back into itself. But so we just have to make those mounts, kind of thinking about that. But as you can see, we've mounted the radiator back where the cell used to sit with plenty of space, and we use those cups, the weld cups that we have machined from a nearby shop. We probably should put these on our website so all you guys fabbing your own stuff can buy these from us, because they work so well. We have M8 cups and M6 cups, but then you can just like through bolt stuff into it. In this case, Mark has welded the nut and the inside of that because it's easier to get to, and then we just through bolt this way. But in lots of cases, the nut will be welded to this side of whatever it is you're building, and then bolt will go in that side. And then going back here, it's a new water pump that we're gonna try out. Our friend Cody Phillips has used this on his drag car. It's a BMW pump that you can control with pulse width modulations. You can ramp the pump up when you're, you know, at high RPM, and then at idle have it be at like 50%, or you kind of just could dial it into exactly what your motor needs when it needs it. After a couple like logs and testing, which will be super cool, because we would always get a lot of heat after like run on a big track like Irwindale or whatever. Your car's at like 215 degrees when you come off after you did like a 45-second, lots of grip, full throttle all the way around. It's like kind of mad at you. But if we had this pump that puts out way more gallons per minute, or maybe it does efficient 55 gallons per minute while there's pressure and heat, which the Mazier, as soon as you put a lot of pressure behind it, it's slowed way down. And when you put heat, that's more pressure, obviously, in a radiator system, and it just got crappier, and you'd have to just wait at idle for it to catch up to itself. Couldn't hot lap, but with this, it should work really good. So that's a new thing for this year. And if you're wondering why we've switched things around, before radiator was here, it was good for weight, but this is a little heavier, so it's better for weight, and now we don't have hot air dumping onto our fuel cell. We're gonna leave the rear window mostly open now. It might not look as great, but it's a race car. We need it to be easy to work on. Then we can put this somewhere easy to get to, and we're gonna run the Radium dry brake setup, so we can just quickly add like 3 gallons and then be on the way. So it'll be like add fuel quick, change tires quick. If you have to change a nitrous bottle, that can happen quick. And then there's no cool suit back here because we got the new chill out system. So all pluses, we're pretty excited. What else are we putting back here, Mark? Oh, we do have to mount this, which is like our overflow expansion. And then we have to mount the original radium that we were using. We'll go up here somewhere, like our highest point. So we'll put the hatch on before we mount this because I think that carbon of the hatch comes much further out than that metal. Probably this will sit somewhere like here, and then maybe the overflow tank can sit somewhere in that area. That's about it. Give us like a couple weeks and we'll get Mark to talk when the camera's recording. But for now, not yet. And we have to mount this. This is the dip breather, the -6 one. -8 is fuel cell breather. That will probably go on that side because the exhaust comes out on this side. We don't want any fuel fumes on this side. So maybe we should have this fill point this way. So fuel fill and fuel filter, like breather, be on that side of the car in case something weird happened. It does not get near the exhaust, which can create flames, backfires, come out of the exhaust all the time. We don't need fire. We've all had it, but we don't need any more fire, tire fire or anything. We're gonna keep working on stuff. See you guys. We're over here at the shop opening up some boxes of GSC components. We got valve stem seals. These are what sit underneath the valve spring. We have the conical valve springs. This is their highest spring, their highest tension spring, I should say. And then when we stack this shim underneath it, I think this is a 60,000 shim, then we get to 118 pounds of spring tension, which is where we start the season. We'll end it around like 115 or right around that because you lose a tiny bit of tension. That's been a good combination for us, so we're gonna keep running that. Here's fresh valves. We got fresh intake and exhaust valves that are gonna go in the two heads that are at engine supply. So I'm gonna drive all these components over to engine supply, let them do their work on the motors or the heads, get it back. In the meantime, we're working on gathering our parts for the Rum BC 3.4 stroker that we do. We're gonna do same rods and pistons that we did last year and the year before. I keep looking down over here because I want to show you guys these cams. They're a little bit heavy, so let me open one up and get back with you in a second. They put a new finish on it and it is just unreal. It looks like some kind of weapon. I want to show you guys, hold on. Here we go. So used to have like a finish, kind of like a gunmetal black phosphorus kind of color on their older last year generation or previous generation billet cams, and now it has like this, I don't know, it is gunmetal color, but it's like a little bit shinier than normal, like a black chrome almost. It just looks unreal. And so I think this will hold up to different temperatures better than their previous, I guess, is why they've evolved to this coating. I don't want to damage the cam, so I'm going to recover it back up and slip this little sheath back over it, take it over to engine supply, and then probably be a couple weeks before we get the heads back. But then when we get the heads back, I'll show you guys again where we're at with that.